Oh, girl, let me move Miss Dijon over and... Hey, girl.
Howdy, 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 my beautiful Cancer. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today I'm going to be doing your weekly tarot reading, Cancer, for January 2022. All right, darling? So if you enjoy this tarot reading today, let me know in the comments below which tarot cards resonate and how, as well as be sure to give this video a like and subscribe, Cancer, because it helps me out more than you ever possibly can know, especially if you enjoy my vibe, darling, all right? So be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign, Cancer, to get the full spectrum of what's going down in your life in specific. All right, darling? And be sure to look for the code word that pops up somewhere in this video to write down in the comments below, Cancer, to be entered into a chance to win a completely free tarot reading by me, Cancer. All right, darling? So let's just see where the vibes are at for you currently, Cancer. Let's see what it is you're currently dealing with, darling. All right? Let's see here. And y'all are also being blessed by Miss Tulip's presence. All right, so it's a lucky sign, darling, right off the bat. You have here your energy here, actually, Cancer, with the King of Cups. Cups is water energy, Cancer. So already a good sign, darling. Already a good sign here. Okay, and we're going to be doing two more cards here. Four of Cups coming in as well, Cancer. And then, darling, we have coming in the the Three of Wands here. All right. And these cards wanted to come out, I suppose, here, Cancer. We have here the Page of Cups as well as the Three of Swords coming in as well as some extras here. I guess Spirit's making sure that you have a layered message for your first row, darling, because usually I only just do three here. So let's break this down for you, Cancer, because this is quite a lot to be taking in here. I feel as if for you, Cancer, I really want to tell you just to don't close your heart out right now, all right? I see because of this Three of Swords coming in here, you've been dealt with some type of pain. You dealt with some type of disappointment in your life here, whether this is an opportunity that didn't fully come into manifestation or whether this is some type of relationship in your life, right? Three of Swords energy lets me know just disappointment in general here. But the thing about this is, Cancer, is that Spirit is bringing forward someone into your life to help bring some reprieve, to help with the healing process from that Three of Swords, all right? And the reason why I say this is because it makes a lot more sense now that we pulled those extra cards here, because the Four of Cups energy here, I want you to familiarize yourself, Cancer, with the artwork of the Four of Cups. If you look at this, you see an individual sitting under a tree with three cups. That's their current situation. And then you see a cloud with a cup being presented to them, but this person sitting under that tree has their eyes closed, arms crossed, signifying that they are being closed-minded towards it. They're not paying attention to this opportunity, or in this case, the cup that Spirit's trying to present to you, all right? And what is in that cup, you say, Cancer? I can clarify that, all right, with this Page of Cups here. By definition, Cancer, the Page of Cups talks about new people entering your life, darling, all right? New opportunities entering your life as well, because cups can represent opportunities or cups can represent people, right? By this definition, it's very fabulous here. And so I feel like due to what it is that you experienced, Cancer, with the Three of Swords, darling, you know, I feel like that's what got you into this Four of Cups situation, darling, where you're closing your heart out to everything just because of whatever happened, all right? And so I'm not saying that I don't understand your pain here and, like, you know, wanting to practice that self-preservation, darling, but I'm bringing this forward to you because it's like, one, like, again, I always, like, my regulars can tell you, Cancer, in the comments below that I usually only will do things in threes because that's just my number. And so for these extra cards to come out, and I almost didn't want to take them, as something told me inside to do it. And so expounding on the King of Cups here, as well as the Three of Wands, this is a powerful message here. You know, when a Court card comes in here, especially in this dynamic, I do feel as if Spirit's trying to bring forth to you a type of person in your life, whether that person is offering opportunities to you, Cancer, or whether this person is just a sense of companionship, whether it's romantic or platonic. In your life, Cancer, they're trying to present that to you and they're showing signs of it, right? That's why they have the Three of Wands. That's receiving signs of in your current physical reality of what's becoming here, all right? So this is already actively trying to make its presence known in your life here, Cancer, but you're in that Four of Cups situation, darling. That's why I wanted you to familiarize yourself here, because this is your story right now, all right? And I'm gonna be calling y'all out, Cancer, but I call y'all out in the name of love, because I really want to assist y'all in your direction here, right? I feel as if you sit in this 4 of Cups situation here, you will regret it at a later point. All right, so keep an open mind, keep an open heart, darling, because Spirit is actively trying to bring forth this King of Cups in your life here. All right, this is going to be someone who's a lot more emotionally stable as the King of Cups by representation. Could be someone that's also a water sign or just is able to heavily relate to you on some level as well. But with all these Cups cards here, I wouldn't be surprised if they are some type of water sign here. Or at the very least, y'all are able to relate to each other on a lot of different things. Back of the deck as well is the King of Pentacles. So this is definitely someone who's a lot more like, this is just exuding stable energy here. All right, so definitely this is like what Spirit's bringing forward towards you is the very opposite of what you had to deal with in that 3 of Swords energy, darling. Woo. Oh, come on now, Cancer. So this first row is taking up so much of this video, darling, but it's needed to be said, I suppose, darling. Here, so let's continue on into your second row now, darling. Let's see what else is going down for you. What else can we expound on? You have the Knight of Cups, Cancer. Come on now. Knight of Cups, this is the offering, and this is under your King of Cups energy here. This is like receiving an offer from them. This is, again, a cup being offered, Cancer. Something is being offered towards you, and you don't want to be in that 4 of Cups. Can we just take a moment, Cancer, and appreciate, you know, messages aside, hurt feelings aside, if I'm stepping on some toes, I'm sorry but not sorry here, because I feel like it's important for you. Like, can we just appreciate how everything is just lining up in such a beautiful way? It's unfolding to be such a beautiful story, Cancer. All right, under your 4 of Cups energy here, you have this Hermit energy. So it's like, darling, you're in this hermiting state because of, again, that 3 of Swords. All right. So it's like, you know, again, like I do see you guys in this place of just shutting down. Back of the deck as well is the 10 of Swords that I want to just go ahead and point out as well. So it's like, and then after the fact is the 5 of Wands here. So it's like, Cancer, the story is just continually just writing itself here, darling. The story is really writing itself with all these extra cards here. Like this is very specific to very specific Cancers here. All right, this is like, there's no generalizations here, darling. This is a very specific storyline for very specific Cancers. That is a fact here, right? 10 of Swords, 5 of Wands here. 5 of Wands is my least favorite tarot card in the deck, Cancer, because this is the card of just constant obstacles. This is a card of fighting with other people. 10 of Swords, this is, you know, kind of amplifying that 3 of Swords energy here. Y'all either got over like a rough breakup or just got through a rough breakup or just that happened, darling. You know, it's something rough, darling, okay? Not even in a good way, okay? But it's because of that might have put you in this hermiting state here. And it's really amplifying this message because it's under your 4 of Cups, darling. Like, please, Cancer, please, please, please be open at this time. Spirit is really trying to bring this connection in big time, darling. That's why they're being so insistent on having so many cards for you, darling. All right. We also then have the Page of Wands under your 3 of Wands here. So this is an energy that you don't know yet. Pages represents new energy in your life, Cancer. All right. And because it's under your 3 of Wands here, this is an opportunity to really change up the storyline of your life. You know, this is really like just something, a type of energy that you haven't ever experienced before. Really is what I feel. This is a nice change of pace. And again, that's why I feel like it's really amplifying the messages. I mean, other than everything else about this here, Cancer, darling, really amplifying this message where Spirit is really trying to bring this into your path. Like, they see you in this pain, they see you in this struggle with that 3 of Swords and the 10 of Swords here, and they're just like, all right, we gotta help Cancer out. Let's send in the troops, darling, right? So they send in the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups here, but it's like you're just like sitting in this 4 of Cups and you're just like, you know, it's like refusing to look. He's like, I ain't trusting this, Spirit. I already opened my heart up once, got disappointed, darling, don't want to do it again. Gonna be that hermit energy. Stop it. Okay, stop it right now. Ooh, Cancers, I'm really tearing you a new one, aren't I? But I feel like it's important, you know, especially with how specific this message is. Like, this is something some Cancer needed to hear this. I don't care if this is only going to resonate with one Cancer. That one Cancer is really going to gain a lot of clarity with this reading here. So it is what it is, darling. It is what it is. Let's get into your third row now. we have the Eight of Wands under your Knight of Cups and King of Cups coming in here. This is a card of movement, as well as the Eight of Wands represents experimenting. All right. This is a card of where you're picking up different wands to see what makes, like, what fits for you here. So I feel as if with this King of Cups, Knight of Cups situation here, this is going, again, I already said this earlier, where it's like, this is going to be an energy, a type of person that you're just not used to dealing with. But as well, this is going to just be a different type of person in general for you, Cancer, that you probably normally wouldn't entertain, I would feel. And maybe that's why it's a little bit easier for you to be in that Four of Cups situation where you're just like, no. King of Swords coming in here under your Four of Cups, and then your Hermit energy here. All right. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. And then clarifying your Three of Wands and Page of Wands here, we have the Judgment energy here, darling. All right. So this is quite literally sent by the angels, darling. This isn't the, like, you really have your spiritual team helping you out at this time. This is like one of those times, Cancer, where it's like spirit is really involved in the earthly realms for you, in the earthly planes, really trying to manifest things for you, really crossing your path with other people. This is like the type of dynamic of what you would be anticipating, Cancer, with miracles. All right, because it's just like one of those unexplainable things. This is like, you know, crashing your, like, one of those situations where you ask yourself later, being like, what are the chances this would ever have happened here? Well, you know, those chances are happening because of your spiritual team, like, presenting this to you and really trying to shove it in your face, darling, right? So since we're just continuing on with this theme, darling, with what, five cards in each row, darling, I'm even getting myself overwhelmed, darling, with all these cards. We'll just continue on in the same format as we did for the other row here. So 2 back of the deck cards here. You have the Moon energy under your 3 of Swords, as well as your 5 of Wands here, darling. All right. And so that's what's really scaring you, is like the idea of going out into the dark, putting yourself out of your comfort zone again, being vulnerable. I feel like that's what scares you all the most now is just being vulnerable after, again, understandably, darling, again, Cancer, I understand with this 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords situation, darling. I understand it. So please don't leave in the comments and below, Cancer, where you're just like, all right, Velca, I was hurt. I don't want to do this again. It's just like, all right, well, that's your choice. All right. I acknowledge your pain, Cancer. You don't need to put it down in the comments below to try to justify why you want to be in that 4 of Cups, because I already see it, darling, and I'm still telling you to get over it, because this is a once in a lifetime type of kind of situation here where spirit is quite literally like trying their damnedest here, Cancer, to get you to notice a blessing. You know, usually spirit's going to be like, all right, if you know, this is like, they don't want to, if they don't want to have this enter their life here, we ain't going to argue. This is one of the rare opportunities here that spirit is like insistent on this coming in here. And then this Strength energy under the Page of Cups and 10 of Swords. So this is going to be hard for you, Cancer, to open up to this. All right. Even I'm noticing as well, 9 of Swords energy, probably just extremely anxious, extremely just like the idea. And because of like how this is, Cancer, this is probably going to be coming in short, like not too long after whatever that 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords experience is, right? And so that's probably, you know, giving y'all the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I'm assuming this didn't happen like months ago. If it did, darling, then I don't know what to be telling you, darling. But this is your struggle, because this is under the Page of Cups, 10 of Swords, Strength energy here. This is your challenge, of where it's like, yes, you got hurt in the past here, but also that's life, right? And if you want, that's what makes love so beautiful. That's what makes companionship so beautiful, because when you find the right match, it's lovely, right? And it's like you value it so much because of all the hurdles that you have to go through to get to those valuable companionships here. All right. So it's like, you know, you always have to get back up and just keep on going in the races, darling. It's like, how bad do you want that very positive companionship? Because this is really solid here. This is really solid, but you have to challenge your current mindset. You have to challenge your approach here. You know, again, you might be thinking just like, oh, self-preservation, Velca, da 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 da. You know, it's like, again, I get it, darling, but you know, I guess it's really just the question of like how worth it is a good companionship for you here. You know, how worth it is it to you? Is it worth taking the risk and just like doing what you would end up having to do anyways, like later down the road, you know, and being vulnerable? You know, and this is not to say that this opportunity is going to be presenting itself for too much longer here, because yes, the spirit's shoving it in your face, but if you argue too many more times, they're going to be like, all right, well, they're not ready, you know, and they may like this again. I feel like this is like a once in a lifetime type of thing, darling. All right. So let's get some final thoughts with this big old spread here, darling. All right, let's get some final thoughts. Let's do one more bridge shuffle here, Cancer, and then we'll get into it, darling. We'll get into it. And we're gonna do 3. You have the Queen of Cups coming in here, Cancer. All right, divine counterpart energy, darling. Divine counterpart energy here. Come on now. As well as the Two of Wands. And then, Cancer, we got for you the 5, or rather the 4, girl, the 4 of Swords, Cancer. Okay, so quite literally, the name of the game for you is healing. Queen of Cups here with the Two of Wands here. Queen of Cups refers to an energy where it's the Queen of Cups feels really good about those that are around her. She trusts them. She opens her heart to them. Genders obviously don't matter, Cancer. For those, before someone says like, I ain't a girl, Velca. It's like, I don't care. This is really just a direct message. Again, really challenging you. It's like, if you were to be the Queen of Cups energy and choose to just open your heart to people in general, right? Two of Wands talks about like looking far off into the future. That's why you see most artworks of the Two of Wands, it's like always looking far out, right? This is something about longevity here. 4 of Swords here, this is a card of meditation and healing, Cancer. Finally, you know, especially in this artwork, putting a casket to that pain. All right, so I feel like you get the point here, Cancer. All right, so let's wrap up your tarot reading here today, darling, with some Moon Oracle cards. Now that y'all got this big old spread here, darling. All right, you have here the waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum, exactly what it is that I clocked prior here, Cancer. All right, the energy is gaining momentum, that energy being your spiritual team. All right. Animal oracle card here. I'm going to be doing 2 different animal oracle cards. The first one here is just going to be a message, and then the second one's going to be bringing forth your number for this week as well, because I'm big on numerology. So I'm going to leave y'all with some homework this week, Cancer. You have the honeybee spirit here. This card says, Cancer, you're going to squint at me, darling. This card says, Cancer, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation here. All right, so you have that 4 of Swords talking about healing, meditating, thinking, you know, moving on, right? Putting a casket and walking away from a situation with that 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords situation, darling. All right, so it's really, even in the cards, they're calling you out to where it's just like they acknowledge your pain, darling, but what is done, which is done, right? You know, just because you dealt with that pain doesn't mean that's going to be your reality for the rest of your life here. Don't make what happened here your identity for everything to come for you. All right. Told y'all I'm going to be stepping on your toes this week, I could tell. All right, so numerology number for you, number 17, the crow spirit, equaling to 8 in numerology. So go ahead and write down the number 8 for me, Cancer, to look up at a later point to see how it aligns with your reading here. And then the crow spirit, co-create with spirit, Cancer. All right. I mean, you can't, like, darling, Cancer, come on now, Cancer. Spirit is heavily involved in y'all's reading here today, Cancer. It's up to you to listen. It's up to you to really trust in spirit, because spirit, again, as I was saying, spirit is heavily involved in your earthly desires here in the earthly realms, trying to create stuff for you, being that Page of Cups and what have you. All right. So are you going to co-create with spirit, or are you not going to? It's up to you, darling, because free will and all that. You know, at the end of the day, as I said beforehand, my life doesn't change either way. Whatever decision you end up making, I'm going to be that friend to support you, but also I'm going to be that brutally honest friend and be like, you can complain about your ex, you can complain about your life and all that, but I'm always going to be that type of friend, is be like, I'm going to listen to your complaints, but I'm also going to tell you if I see a way to fix your life, darling, I'm still going to just say it, let's make the pity party productive, at least. We're going to have nothing wrong with the pity party, darling, but let's make it a productive pity party. So instead of just a pity party where we just choose to be miserable and sad and depressed and just stay in that energy, because who likes being depressed and sad, darling? All right, but I digress. Just give some love to Miss Tulip, honey. All right, keep looking at Tulip. Remind yourself that I do come at you with love, darling, even if I did come at y'all aggressively today. But I love you so much, Cancer. Hopefully you found this reading helpful to you. My website's SimplyVelca. simplyvelca.com if you want to book a private personal reading with me, Cancer. That's the only place I do readings. I will never reach out to you privately. That's tacky, darling. I have some scammers trying to scam people. All right. So if you only simplyvelca.com. All right. If you want to follow my social medias, I live stream on TikTok every single day. SimplyVelca, same as here, as well as my Instagram, SimplyVelca, same as here as well, darling. So I love you so much, Cancer, and hopefully I can connect with you sometime in the near future. Bye, darling.